Military construction sites present many different safety challenges on a day-to-day basis. From working aloft and in confined spaces to electrical hazards to equipment mishaps, having a professional comprehensive construction safety program is vital for protection of lives and property. Utilizing quality control management standard business practices, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the Naval Facilities Engineering Command have designed such a program. It assures Army and Navy personnel, both civilian and military, have a safe and healthful work environment, thus helping to prevent accidents before they happen. Support for this construction safety program comes from the highest level of Army and Navy leadership. As a quality assurance representative, it is your responsibility to carry out the command mission, to provide goods and services to our customers, and to assure that all aspects and requirements of the program are maintained and enforced. You are the eyes and ears on the construction site, the first line of defense, the most important and valued part of the team who can directly affect the success or failure of any contract. Lives may depend on you, because when it comes to construction safety, there is no substitute. In the United States today, nearly 20% of all occupational fatalities and 12% of all disabling injuries occur within the construction industry. As a result, the construction industry has adopted a guiding principle known as zero injury, a commitment by top management to accept nothing less than zero injuries on the job. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the Naval Facilities Engineering Command's construction safety programs embrace the philosophy of zero injury and have developed and implemented strict guidelines to achieve this goal. In your role as a quality assurance representative, it is your responsibility to ensure that contractors perform in accordance with the most stringent safety and health provisions of the contract, federal, state, and local codes and standards, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Safety and Health Requirements Manual, EM 38511. EM 38511 is a critical part of the contract. You need to be as familiar with this document as with a specification section of a contract. Safety and health requirements include phase pre-planning, job training, surveys of work facilities and operations, providing personal protective equipment and ensuring its use, providing medical surveillance for personnel, and accident and near-miss investigations. The Activity Occupational Safety and Health Office will evaluate your job performance and provide technical and managerial guidance and expertise concerning occupational safety and health issues. Your performance evaluation has integrated factors specific to your quality assurance abilities for safety. Your role in assuring a safe work environment on a construction site is vital to your command mission and determines the customer's outlook for the command services. Whenever a construction contract is awarded, the contracting officer is required to write a letter to the contractor calling attention to the contract clause entitled Accident Prevention. This clause requires the contractor to develop an accident prevention plan for the work to be performed. The letter informs the contractor to meet with you prior to the start of work to discuss the scope of the plan, including the activity hazard analyses and accident investigation and reporting. Appendix A of EM 38511 outlines the minimum requirements for an acceptable accident prevention plan. Your careful review of the submitted plan will determine whether EM 38511 was effectively used. If there are any deficiencies in the plan, you should bring them to the attention of the contractor at the pre-construction safety conference. The contractor should revise the plan and resubmit it to you for acceptance. Remember, the contractor may not begin work until a satisfactory safety plan has been accepted by the contracting officer. You should continue to review the contractor's accident prevention plan and have it amended, if necessary, throughout the life of the contract. Unusual or high-hazard activities that were not originally identified can be incorporated into the plan as they are discovered. The Pre-Construction Safety Conference allows government and contractor personnel the opportunity to get acquainted, discuss the work at hand, and reach agreement about the accident prevention plan. Site management personnel that have significant accident prevention roles on the project should attend the conference. Also, invite local station safety personnel so they can assist in identifying hazards. The pre-construction conference may be the contractor's first exposure to the construction safety and health program, its requirements and procedures. You should think of the conference as a contractor orientation. Develop a conference agenda to familiarize the contractor with the purpose and benefits of the safety and health program. Include a review of the following items in your agenda: the accident prevention clause of the contract and all safety and health clauses, codes, and standards which relate to the project. Local safety and health requirements and other special requirements. The contractor's accident prevention plan, its deficiencies, and the corrections needed to bring it to an acceptable level. The contractor's list of anticipated phases of work that will require an activity hazard analysis. Accident investigation and reporting requirements, including the submission of worker exposure reports. And the contractor's proposal for controlling and coordinating the work of subcontractors. Be sure you arrange for minutes of the conference to be recorded, including a record of attendance and all agreements reached. An activity hazard analysis is a critical document. It ensures the contractor does the pre-planning necessary to set the groundwork for a safe operation. The analysis identifies the job hazards and outlines procedures that will be used to control or remove those hazards. The contractor should develop a hazard analysis for every operation or phase of the work. The contractor should also develop an activity hazard analysis list in order to track each specific phase. The list should be reviewed each month at the contractor's supervisory safety meeting and updated as necessary when procedures or hazards change. All hazard analysis reports should be reviewed with employees prior to the start of work for each phase of inspection: preparatory, initial, and follow-up. No phase of work should be allowed to proceed until the activity hazard analysis is considered acceptable by the government's representative. It is up to you, the quality assurance representative, to conduct daily inspections to check the contractor's compliance with the contract requirements, the accident prevention plan, and the activity hazard analysis. In addition, be sure that contractor personnel are conducting their own daily inspections and checking subcontractor compliance. Safety deficiencies are not in compliance with contract documents. Don't tolerate anything less. It's your job. If at any time the contractor is not in compliance with contract requirements, the accident prevention plan, or the activity hazard analysis, inform the contractor of the problem and instruct the contractor to make corrections as soon as possible. If the contractor does not remedy the problem within the allotted time, it is your responsibility to emphasize the contractual obligation to correct unsafe and unhealthful conditions. Also, remind the contractor of their own safety requirements outlined in the accident prevention plan. If the contractor still fails to resolve the situation or is slow in correcting the problem, issue an order to stop the work until the contractor takes corrective measures. The contractor is to be informed in writing of the work stoppage, the date and hour work was stopped, the reason for the action, and the conditions under which work can resume. If non-compliance becomes repetitive, continue to remind the contractor of his contractual obligation to correct unsafe and unhealthful conditions. Always remember to document your actions in your daily quality assurance report. Reckless behavior or disregard of safety and health requirements will not be allowed. If a contractor employee endangers his or her own life, the lives of others, or property by disregarding safety and health requirements, inform the contractor of the employee's unacceptable behavior. Remind the contractor of the contract requirement providing for the discharge of reckless, non-responsible employees, and instruct the contractor to resolve the problem immediately. If a reckless employee continues to disregard safety requirements after being warned, request that the contractor remove the employee from the project. This includes site managers. And don't forget to document your actions in the daily quality assurance report. In situations where you observe imminent danger, or if one is reported to you, instruct the inspector or construction representative to have all work stopped and all workers quickly removed from the area. You have that authority. The construction representative should make sure that work does not resume until the danger has been fully eliminated. It is the contractor's responsibility to immediately report to you all fatalities, lost time injuries, occupational illnesses, and damage to property, equipment, materials, and supplies costing over $2,000 for Army projects and $10,000 for Navy projects. The contractor is also required to fill out an accident report for each incident. Accident report forms, given to the contractor during the pre-construction safety conference, should include the cause of the accident and the corrective measures to be taken. You should carefully review the accident report and conduct a follow-up investigation to make sure all corrective measures have been taken and tested for their effectiveness. Hazard recognition is a critical element of your job as a quality assurance representative. Developing a keen eye for spotting danger is essential and will help you assure a safe and healthful operation. Look to previous lessons learned to help you identify potential hazards. For example, working aloft on rooftops and from other considerable heights presents the risk of falling, in many cases to one's death. Be familiar with the various kinds of fall protection, including harnesses, lanyards, lifelines, and safety nets, to name a few, and assure they are always provided and properly used by workers. Confined spaces such as pits, furnaces, pipes, and silos pose another threat. Due to the lack of oxygen or toxic contaminants in these spaces, a worker can become unconscious, sometimes resulting in a serious fall. Over 50% of workers who die in confined spaces are those who attempt to rescue other workers. Air monitoring should be conducted in confined spaces before entering them, and respirators should be worn when appropriate. Electrical hazards can be almost anywhere and sometimes appear in places you would least expect. To help prevent electrical shock and burns, always look out for unshielded wiring. Be certain that equipment has sufficiently been locked or tagged out. Check the construction site for moisture, which can increase the probability for shock. And always make sure employees are wearing the proper protective equipment. Equipment mishaps occur when using everything from hand tools to backhoes. Most often, mishaps occur because the operator did not receive the proper training. Assure that operators have received the proper training for the equipment they use. Assure they inspect their equipment for defective parts prior to each use. And be sure that the manufacturer's instructions for operating equipment are read and understood. When protecting lives and property, safety on the job is essential. From the pre-construction phase to actual construction, a safe and healthful work environment begins with you, the quality assurance representative. Know your responsibilities, know your job, and lead the way to a safer and healthier work environment. Construction safety. There is no substitute.